This is the best friend's brother scenario, and I'm a 39-year-old woman who has stumbled into forbidden love with my best friend's older brother. I work in a quiet wing of a city hospital, where the hum of machines and the soft steps of nurses carve out a steady rhythm that keeps fear at bay. My husband, Jonathan, is kind and patient, the kind of man who asks how my day was and really waits for the answer. Our life feels well built on routine, shared showers, grocery lists, and weekends spent on the couch debating which movie to watch before sleep drifts in. Our 2 children are young adults now, finding their own maps to the world, and the house still smells faintly of lemon and rain when the windows pop open in the evening. Then Daniel, my best friend's older brother, moved back to town after a messy divorce, hair still damp from the sea, and eyes that carry a weight I could not ignore. He is older, yes, but his presence carries the salt of a life lived on the edges and the honesty of someone who knows what it costs to love and lose. The spark started with a shared laugh over coffee in the hospital break room, a line I would not normally cross. A moment when he spoke of family with such tenderness that I felt a tremor rise in my chest. Our conversations grew longer and softer, and the hours after work that used to hold only the quiet of an empty apartment now held the warmth of his voice, the way he listened to me as if my words mattered more than my title or my paycheck. The temptation arrived with a slow, almost tender touch, his hand on my shoulder when he offered to carry a file, or his fingers brushing mine as he handed me a steaming cup, the heat of his skin seeping into mine like a foreign spark that refuses to be ignored. I reminded myself that I was a wife, a mother to my own stubborn heart, and that this was wrong in the way storms are wrong, inevitable and dangerous. Yet every time I looked into his eyes, I saw the path I would not admit existed. The path that could lead to a breakdown of what I had built and perhaps a chance to be truly seen again. The weekend of the town's charity fundraiser arrived with a weathered breeze and the soft clink of glass in the hotel ballroom. We were both there in the thrumming room of small talk and bright dresses, pretending not to notice the way the world shrank to the 2 of us, whenever we stood close enough to share a private breath. Then a quiet moment in the stairwell, just the 2 of us, the city lights outside like scattered frost, where he whispered about regrets and how life can feel too small when the heart wants more than it is permitted. We kissed, not with fever, but with a careful hunger that tasted of fear and longing, and the wrongness of it all, and the rightness of it somehow becoming clear in the glow of the stairway's fluorescent light. We pulled apart quickly, ashamed and exhilarated at once, and I pressed the palm of my hand to my mouth to keep from saying the name I was about to call out in the breath I held. The broken glass of what we could not say threatened to shatter the night. And in that moment, I saw 2 options. Keep pretending that this fire did not burn in me, or step into the flame and risk ruin for a chance at something real. If this confession has you on the edge of your seat, hit like and share, because you will not believe what happens next. The next morning, the world pressed in again. The sound of the hospital alarm, the soft snoring from the hallway that belongs to a team as loyal as family, and Jonathan's face at the breakfast table, calm and present as ever, asking if everything was all right and whether I slept at all. I lied with care, told him a small, safe truth, and watched the line of his mouth soften with patient forgiveness. But forgiveness is not a shield against truth, and the more I spoke, the more I realized I was already choosing a road I could not retreat from. The days that followed stretched, each one a quiet argument between desire and duty, between the memory of a kiss and the memory of a wedding vow. Daniel watched as I wavered, a man who could not pretend he did not want what was forbidden, and who also did not want to break the fragile mercy that held my family in place. I began to notice the little things Jonathan did, the way he kept his promises even when they did not feel glamorous, the way he slowed his pace at the stairs just to hold my hand the second longer. The way his smile returned every morning as if it knew its own healing power. And I began to see that second chances do not mean erasing the past. They mean carrying it with honesty into the future. Letting the old mistakes teach you what it means to choose love again. The decision did not come in a single conversation, but in many shared silences. In the quiet mornings when I sat at the kitchen table with my own coffee cooling between my fingers and felt the old ache answering to a newer, kinder pulse. I chose to be the wife who speaks truth, even when the words tremble. I spoke to Jonathan about my fear that I had almost walked away from us, about the deep ache of wanting something more, while also wanting to protect what we had built. He listened. And under his steady gaze, I found a soft courage I did not know I possessed. He did not ask me to forget Daniel, but he did ask me to choose us every day with small acts of fidelity and honesty that stitched our marriage back together, thread by thread. And so, the brothers' shadow of temptation receded, not erased, but redefined as a test of our love and the work we owed to each other. The weeks after that weekend were not dramatic. They were slow. Almost ordinary in the way forgiveness often is. The way the dishwasher sounds with the same rhythm as a heartbeat. The way a shared glance can repair something that went wrong. The way family photos can feel both nostalgic and alive again as we learn to hold each other through the long, patient process of healing. In time, I realized that the story I needed was not a reversal of choices, but a renewal of them. A second chance to love, with more truth and less fear. I let Daniel go gently, with a thankful nod to what he had awakened in me, and with no bitterness spared for the role he had played in our lives. And I chose to invest in the life I already possessed, to be present with Michael, to listen with new candor, to forgive what needed forgiving, and to invite a future that could carry us both toward lighter days. If you crave more chapters filled with emotional storytelling, let us travel further into the slow burn of mature love. Because there is room for healing in every heartbeat we risk, room for trust to grow again, and room for a love that is patient, brave, and true. If you believe in second chances, please like, share, and subscribe, for I know the pages ahead may hold the quiet miracle of a new morning with the man who never stopped choosing me, and I with him for all the days we have left, and perhaps beyond. Hashtags follow to remind us of the compass guiding this journey. Emotional storytelling, forbidden love, second chances, mature romance, infidelity in marriage, love after loss, grief and healing, tenant love story, romantic narration, YouTube romance, healing through love, slow burn romance, older woman, younger man, heartfelt story, true feelings, emotional connection, faceless love, Olivia and Marcus, narrative romance, love found thee.